Okay, we're back working on the ZX-10R motor. Last thing we did was got the, what they call the coolant pump on there. Got that attached. Next thing we're going to do is we're reassembling the bottom and top cases together. I'm going to work on the, what's it called right now, the crank position sensor. What is it called? Crank state, no, where is it? Gear position, no. Crank shaft sensor bolts. Oops, I cannot put this in there yet. So just call bolts that go in there, and they need to be torqued down to crankshaft sensor 53 inch-pounds, and I have to use Loctite, blue Loctite, not red, removable Loctite on there. I think it said removable. L, apply non-permanent. Well, that would be this. Removable. High strength. Oh gosh, I forgot how fast this stuff flows. Okay, get her in there. Well, the sensor's magnetized or something. These bolts are holding right in onto it without really getting any threads in. There's magnetism somewhere. Was this 4mm? I don't think I have a 4mm. Anything I can torque 4mm with. So I may have to go buy some. Oh no. Shucks. Sucks for me. That's in. Nice and clean. Wires in place. It's wrapped around. Perfect. Now the other thing we got to work on is the oil. I don't know if that's supposed to go in there. It just looked like it fit. I think the oil pump system or something's down in here. Like the pickup from the bottom. I got to figure out what exactly that is. But I think what we're going to do for the crankshaft. Let's close. I got so many things open on this. What's it called? On the crankshaft, work here on this user manual. Okay, that's how you install the crankshaft. We've done the whole crankshaft installation. Now let's go back to removal for a second. And go to crankshaft splitting. Or is that splitting? No, assembly. Let's go this. No, one or the other. We're going to go back to both of them. Okay, that's what I was looking for. So crank case splitting shows everything I had to remove to get to the point. So we're going to go through the back. So I started at crank shaft sensor. Now we're going to go to starter clutch, and then we're going to go to cylinder head and starter motor and oil pump and all that stuff. We're going to work our way through this whole thing. I think we're going to wait on cylinder head because it's further up. We're going to work from the bottom up. So, and some of them may be like the starter clutch may have to be done before something else, but we're going to go through each one of these and work on like the oil cooler. I know we can add that after the engine's back in the bike. The oil pan can be done the same way, oil screen same. Like there's some of the stuff we can do after the fact, like external shift mechanism, obviously after. So, but I just want to make sure we don't miss anything. So what I'm going to start with is I want to do the oil pump next. We're going to work our way through this list. And to do that a little faster, I'm going to right click. I think I can do this. No, I thought I could. Nope. Thought I could bookmark that page, but maybe. Bookmark, add it. Okay, that's how we're gonna do it. And then we can easily click here and go to bookmarks and go to crankcase, and it will give us an easy way to get back to that fast. So now we have to go to oil pump, see oil pump removal in engine lubrication. So Control F, oil pump removal. Oh, come on, there it goes. Oil pump installation. They're always right next to each other. Okay, removal. Remove the gear. Remove that. Okay, so there's the gear. There's the shaft I need. Apply solution to journal. That's that guy. And crankcase. So there's a lot of places I gotta apply oil. Okay, so now we have to go find that. This is part of it, like I thought. And this has some wear on it. I don't know if that's normal or not, or a piece of metal got stuck in there. But there's some corresponding wear inside this, so I think that might just be a normal thing because it's spinning all the time. But we got to go over to our slew of parts over here and try to find this shaft, which is right here. And then we got this, and there's supposed to be a pin in here. Let's make sure it's in there. It is not. I don't see any pin. Okay, I have to find that. And I think I know what I'm looking for here. I think it's somewhere in here. So we got part of it. Let's just bring this over, clean this up. Fit pin into slot B. Apply engine oil and okay. Okay, so there's a pin that needs to go in this that we do not have at this moment. And we're also looking for a washer, which is not on this shaft. So it was removed from this shaft at some point by somebody. Or it's actually, wait, hold up. It's right there. Okay, we have the washer. Okay, so all we're looking for is the pin. What kind of pin? I don't know. But it goes in here somehow. It holds that in place. I'm assuming it's pressurized or spring loaded or something. This pin I'm looking for. Or maybe it just slides in and clips in. So let's try to do this. Let's try to go back to Partzilla. Back out Kawasaki. We're in the right bike already. And yep. Go to oil pump, oil filter. (92042). Pin dowel, 4 by 13.8. So it's a little dowel pin. Chances of us finding that, slim to none. Little dowel pin. A little dowel pin. Found it. 90% sure. Okay. $13 point something. And 4. Perfect. Found it. Huh. You guys said I wasn't going to find it. I really, the little things that fly around, that's why we have it in the box over there. Try to keep things in place. Back to the service manual. Drop the pin. Slide pin in without letting it go all the way through. Kind of balance it here. Where's it? The line? Ooh, it is very slippery. The proper position for this is that. Okay, we are in. Nice. Apply to inner rotor, which is this one. Okay. That way it won't fall apart. We need our bolts for it, which usually I put in there, but we're not in there. So I'm going to have to determine which of these bolts is it. I'm guessing it's 3 or 4, so maybe these guys. But it was over there, so it could be those. A lot of things it could be. We got to find out the exact bolts. And we then need our engine, or our assembly lube, to this guy. We need to apply it to there, there. Okay, I'll do this again. Assembly lube. The pin. Centered-ish. The drop. Perfect this time. Look at that. Good, getting better. Drop this in here like that. Now we're going to have to apply some lube to, or some engine lube here and here, like everywhere basically, here, here, and there, obviously, and then on the crankcase at C. But C just kind of shows a bunch of things, so let's drop it in. Where is C pointing to? Right there? Okay, we're just going to drop it in there. Either way, that can't hurt it. And then a drop there just for movement. Now this should slide right in here. Should. There we go. And now that should be, if I'm not mistaken, now it's connected to the water pump. Yay. Sometimes you can determine what bolts you need via this in the removal installation. It looks like 3 oil pump gear bolts, which look like those silver ones I was just talking about. But, as we don't know 100%, let's look at this. We need 132 bolt flange small 6 by 20. Return to our kit of tools. Hope we put things back in the right spot. Drop one in the wrong spot. Drop it again. Pick it up. These look like 20s? They look like 6s. I know that much. And they're very clean, which means they're probably inside an engine. 6 by 20s. Look at that. I didn't screw myself over. There's also a small dowel in the top end of this that had to be in there, but it was already in place, so I did not mess with it. Zan, you're playing with an engine. Wear some gloves. You guys are completely right. I will put on a pair of gloves, not this glove. This glove's for something else. Smacking people. Put on a pair of gloves. Alright, we're back at it. Beautiful. Okay, torqued down. It looks like the next step of this procedure is the oil pump gear to be installed. Zero out your torque wrenches, you gotta zero them out. Put everything away. Stop leaving stuff on your bench like this and that and this and that and this and that. Like you don't need this on the bench. Magnet doesn't need to be on the bench, and these rags can be on the bench. We're using them. Okay, so we gotta go find the gear, which should be over there. It looks like this gear. Look at this, and we kept the bolts right in. I love to keep the bolts in. It makes it so much easier for this part of the process. I mean, now I'll take them out to clean, but. Oil pump gear installation. A lot of these are torque bits of some sort. I don't know what size. Let's start with the largest, work our way down. Nope, we got a 30 T30. And now I must make sure I wasn't supposed to put any Loctite or anything on these. Nope, just torque them down. All right. Okay, those are all hand tight. Now we need a T30, which I should have right here somewhere. T30. Little extension. And a torque wrench. I'm going to do 89 again, hand-pounds. The Kawasaki says to buy their specialty tool to hold this in place. Now what I did last time was just put this in here. This is how I loosened it. And honestly, I don't think I need an extension for this. Makes it a little more wobbly. Okay, so we're getting the sub-clutch hub bolts, these guys on there, so we can start assembling the clutch on this ZX-10R. Now, I'm just going to keep wiping off oils and stuff. Just clean it up as we go as well. Look as nice as possible. I gotta clean my desk off, man, I get messy again. Interesting. Maybe some wear marks or something down in here. Yeah, we'll fix everything. We got clutch bolts. They're 11 millimeter. I'm pretty sure I grabbed. Yep. And they're going to be 18 foot-pounds of torque. So we can use our big torque wrench. 10. Oh, this should be 11. Yep. Now I've hand tightened these pretty well, and there's 2 on here. No wait, there are 3 on here that were already on here, so I don't have to worry about them too much coming off. But I Loctited them, and I just want to give them the proper torquing. The problem is, how do I hold this? I guess like this. This is going to spin, right? Yeah, so I can't use that. Oh, what we'll do and then we'll just turn. I'm just going to do all of them, make sure they're all torqued down. I know some didn't come off, but right now I can't remember which ones are which. Probably that one was one that didn't come off. Perfect. That one probably didn't come off. That one probably didn't come off. This one probably did because it actually moved. Perfect. Okay, going all the way around. Everything is torqued down to spec of 18 foot-pounds. Zero out the torque wrench, of course. Make sure it's in there before you shut it. Put everything away. Perfecto. What is going on out there? A lot of emergency vehicles. Now we put this on the splines. We've got the ring in there already set. Power on. Perfect. Clutch installation. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We've got these 4 torque limit springs that came off. I don't know how they came off, just like this. This is removable, so let's look at installation. Did that, did that, did that. Okay, so there is install torque limit springs is shown. First spring, tang B. Okay, so now we put on the, align the dampener cam. Sure, this is a dampener cam. Oh, it's a hole. I'm trying to wipe a hole out of the metal. Some slight wear marks on this, but for us, we're just going to use it. Okay, dampener cam installed. Now let's wipe these all off. They got a little bit of grit and grime on them. Torque limiter springs as shown. A, B. Okay, so they're going to go through each one. So this would be the first one technically. I don't think there's a difference. So I have to have this turned like that. Okay, so that helps explain it, that these aren't, all 4 of these aren't the same. We've got 2 different styles, one with the marking on the left, one on the right, so that's going to change it. So if I need this one to be up here and on the right side, like this, I need this one in like this. I need the next one down and left just below, like this. Don't know what really holds these in place yet. And then we need 3. Nope. Shoot, I started with 2. Okay, so we got 2. We've got 3. I need 1, which is, nope, which is this guy. 1, 2, 3. I guess 4 is up here. And 4. Okay, let's just slide those in there. I can do it all at once. Awesome. Perfect. They just want to fall out. Love it. Probably needs the screw. A bolt, I mean. Okay, let's go find. Oh, I already. Clutch holder. Yeah, I figured that out last time. We got that. That's not a problem. Clutch hub nut. It's a big nut. I don't know where it might be back here, but it's got to be. Here's the clutch assembly. There's no nut right there. Kind of figured there would be right with it. Did I bring it over and move it out of my own way? Did I drop it in the ultrasonic cleaner? No, I don't see anything in there. Did I have a 4-pack of beer? Maybe. Aha, there it was. Right there. So, you got to put on this nut, and everything underneath it wants to twist. So how do you hold that all in place? Guess you kind of don't. It's going to hold itself in place in a minute. There it goes. Now it's holding itself in place. I lined up all the plates underneath it. Let's get this really hand tight on there. And we got to torque it down. So I think somewhere in this mess of tools is a clutch plate holder. This guy? Clutch holder. So I bought a clutch holder from Motion Pro. As you can see, I haven't opened it. We took it off using a cheekier method of putting a screwdriver in here and holding it, but to put it back together, I wanted to do it the right way. So I bought the right tool from my boys at Hebler's. And this is a generic that goes on a gazillion bikes. And all we do is loosen it. Hopefully this works. And this should hold in right like this once we get it. So we get locked in. Right like that. Now we can torque it without breaking anything. Now the thing is, we have to find a socket for that, and we're probably going to have to go to the impacts. 27. Oh, slightly awesome. Okay, these are out of order. Nope, it's 27. It's just, you know, touchy. Get our socket back out. Or our input, or yeah, socket. Torque wrench. Set this to 96. Okay, 96 foot-pounds. We're gonna turn this nut until the there we go, until that starts to grab, and then we're gonna hold it. Wish I had a shorter socket for this. I feel like it's just a little wiggly, and there's not a lot for it to bite on, so we got to be careful with that too. I wonder if this will just go. The other thing we could do is possibly, no, it's going to catch there. I'll say if I set it up differently, I could have it just hold onto the table for me, but I didn't do it that way. We're just getting just a little bit of force right now, so I'm just going to push my leg into it. We'll hold it in place as we turn, because those springs have to compress a ways. Now we're getting a little bit of torque on it. Ooh. I feel like something just aligned properly that was not aligned, because it just got really loose all of a sudden. Oh, the spring. Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. The little barbs on each of those hold into one of these holes, and they must have just spread enough to sit into those holes, which they weren't before. Okay, I'm going to do one thing before we torque this down, and I'm going to do a torque test with this wrench. Every once in a while I like to do this. Basically just take the torque wrench, set it down to like 50, let's say. Grab a, I think it's a 19. Before I go and start tightening everything, grab the Subaru and touch a bolt. Perfect, clicked. That means it's working. I know it doesn't calibrate it. It's just one of those things I like to do to make sure I'm not going to be over torquing anything, especially when I start going into, you know, components like engines. And I calibrated these a few episodes ago, I'm pretty sure. Well, depending on how I edited all this. Basically took one torque wrench, or took all my torque wrenches, started the beam style, and worked my way around, and made sure all of them were clicking at the same, you know, roughly. They were, you know, one or two little off, but now, the limiting factor is going to be how hard I can push down on this without breaking anything. Got it. Okay. We are now torqued, and I have used my torque, or my clutch hub holder for the first time. Obviously, sometimes the right tool for the right job is needed, and this was the time where we needed the right tool. Now this will go back in the drawer until next engine has to come apart. But honestly, it doesn't hurt to have. Install the following as shown in the figure. Friction plates 48, lining blocks. Friction plates 36, steel plates. Spring seat and spring. The lining, okay, friction plates 48, lining blocks A. Let's see what we've got. I'm assuming that means these guys. Let's just grab all of this. Not that much. And we took it out the way it went in. So I'm assuming we've got friction plates 48A and B. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. What is A and B? Guys. So one of these two plates I have here, which is I think a spring seat and a spring, are one's beveled, one's not. Let's scroll down a little bit. The sequence. Aha! Here we go. Why is this way up there? Weird. So we start with D, G, H. So apparently these weren't taken out the way that they went in. So one of these. So we start with, okay, so one of these is different than the rest. Oh, that's good to know. Great. 827, they got numbers on them. Sevens, 827. I'm just going to line up all of these so I can see what's going on. 827, 827. A28. Okay, 27 and 8 are neither of the numbers I'm looking for. 27 H H L L. Okay, so there's 3 L's and 2 H's according to this, and all the I's are the same. So the metal plates, the steel plates are all the same. Wait, I've got way more in my hand than I have up here. What the heck? Well, this is going to be a deeper dive than I thought. So, what we're dealing with is all these plates need to go back in this bike. But the diagram shows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the friction plates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10. Questions arise here. Let's go back up to the exploded view. Apply engine on, yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? 10. 5, 10, 5, 10. Huh? What's going on? Is there a duplicate system? I don't know what's going on. Ah, okay. So, we have 48 lining blocks. 36. Size of them. Aha. 48. It's going to divide these. I know all the steel are the same, so let's just divide these out by what kind they are. Now, if I use deductive reasoning, which I can't because that doesn't make sense now. It does, but it doesn't. Trying to figure out where these are supposed to go exactly. If I'm showing 5 and not 10, I'm really confused on which one goes with what. Because it shows a 48 going into the hub first, and then a steel plate, steel ring, and then J and K, which is a spring seat, and then spring, which the spring is going to be the bent one. The plate's going to be the smaller one. Okay, then what? And then it just says LI, which is friction plate 36, and one of these, so this is and then it's just LI until we do it. I guess we're gonna have to read some more. We'll be back to you and figure this one out because this is annoying me, I think. Okay, let's make an assumption here. Whether it's right or wrong, we're gonna find out. We're gonna start with one of the 48, 36. We've got 2 48s. We're gonna start with a 48, put on an I. Then we're going to go with the springs, and this is all going to get oiled before it goes in, and I'll redo all this, probably on camera again. We do the spring seat first, and then the spring, right? Yep. Spring seat first, and the spring doing upside down. And the spring has to go which way? So spring, seat, spring is K. If we scroll back up, it says the spring must be, yep, just like that, higher on the inside than the outside. So outside is lowest, okay, and then we add another one of these I pieces. And this will all get centered in the bike. And then we do, I lied. We do an L. Interesting. Outside of it. And then we do an I. We got to line up the tangs, which are these little guys here. And they're going to sit in one of these. And then we just go LI, LI until we're out of these. So LI, LI. I really thought we took these out in the order, but apparently not. Maybe one was stuck in there. Maybe we moved them around too many damn times. And we're going to clean this up too, because there's some grease and stuff on here too. But we're going to factor this in properly. LI. Alright, LI, LI, LI. And I'm going to actually do one thing differently when I assemble it to make sure they're all facing right. And then we're going to take the last L, no, the last I, and then put an H. And that's going to be our whole clutch pack. Obviously in the bike, everything turned the right way if we can. And we will we'll assemble it. But the first thing you got to do anytime you put a clutch together like this is soak this whole thing. And I soak the whole thing, even though you don't really have to soak some of it. But you want to soak these in oil for a while, because if they get dried out, they catch. You don't go into gear. You go into gear when you don't want to go into gear. Things in the clutch will not work properly. So we're gonna soak all these in oil. We're gonna clean them up, and then we'll come back when they're soaked. We're gonna soak them overnight. So yeah, be back probably tomorrow on that part. We'll work on other parts of the bike while we're at it. Alright, clutch plates are soaked. Literally soaked. And now we get to reassemble them. Did a little bit of work off camera on this. Did not do a lot of cleaning apparently like I should have. But what did I do? I moved some of the parts, the ground strap, the breather strap, from the old lower to this one, because they need to be done at some point. We got Partzilla up right now, and the reason for that is I'm trying to figure out exactly which clutch pad goes where and all that stuff, and we're gonna try to just keep everything on top of this gallon bag and let it all drip on this, but I know I'm gonna make a mess at some point, so okay. So first thing we do, we take the whatever tooth one this is, and I wanted to see if there was any markings on these. I thought there was. I know we've got these guys here, which have to go. Where's this go? Should go like that once we get it in there. I thought some of these had markings on them that said like numbers. Maybe I got it backwards. The inside ones do. Okay. So I have to try to not touch my keyboard when I'm oily, so I'm gonna wipe my gloves off. Touch my keyboard if I can. Might not work well. Okay. Okay, so we got to put in one of the H's, which is the 48s, and the 36s are in the middle. And there's an alignment thing for the, where'd he go? Those guys. Nope, where is it? Somewhere here. I gotta take my glove off, won't work. Yeah, where are we at? Okay, there we go. So the tang, if this is vertical, tang for all of them has to be in this one, and the last one has to be there. So, right? So all the tangs have to be here, which is that little lob. there, and then the other one's just the left one. So the first thing you put in is this one. Doesn't want to go in. Doesn't want to go in. I figure out why she's not loving me right now. It's probably because of it's sitting down a little bit right now, and if you lift it into place just a touch. Last time I did this, it was on its side, so everything was less weight. What causes this to stick like this? Oh no, this is not going to work that I want to. I see I'm hitting something here. Okay, so there might be even a better alignment. It looks like there's a little plate in here that I'm hitting. Maybe that's where the tangs need to go. Maybe the tangs are touched shorter. Now I can't get it out because my fat fingers will not cooperate. Where'd that plate go? There's a little groove there, and I was hitting one of them. I don't think so because they're everywhere. So how could that be a thing? Now it goes in perfectly fine. I don't know what I did differently. Okay, just didn't hold my mouth right or something. Then the next thing that goes on is this plate. It's on the inside. And I have one of the spring pieces here, or both, I can't tell yet. Take that off. Okay, that's in. Now this one is the spring clip that goes in the middle there. And that will be, so I've got the spring seat first, which is easy. Use the glove. This guy that sits on there, that one's flat. Then you got the spring, which if I'm correct goes in like this. Let's look at, there's a groove marker here, so it's this way. Yep. So angled up, peaks in the middle, if that helps anybody. Now we keep going with the tangs in this one. And the last one's over there. Okay. Tang in this one. Plate. Tang in this one. Plate. Tang in this one. It's all one-handed. Plate. Tang in this one. Plate. I can make a small video of this. It goes on for hours if you just put the plates in. Oops, if I don't mess that up. Tang on that one. Plate. And that one, all the tangs line up. Just double checking. Plate. Tang. Plate. Tang. Plate, and the final one is one off that direction. Perfect-ish. Okay. Clutch is back in. It's gonna be dripping oil on my foam piece that keeps the engine safe because I want to make sure that the clutch was soaking wet. Now the next part and fun part is putting the cover on it, but first we have to get rid of this oil. And for right now, I'm just going to take it, we're going to go back here. Now I'm literally just going to drop the whole bag right here and make it another problem for another day. Let's get a couple more paper towels, at least one. Soak up any of the oil that dripped on the bench. I know it's not a great bench, but it's working. Why do I have this? You just go over there. Okay. Okay, next part is getting this cover on. I don't need this in yet. I gotta double check when that goes in. I'm pretty sure that goes in after this. I could be wrong, because it might go inside that bearing, might go outside the bearing. I don't know which. So I guess I need to, okay, apply grease. So it's going first. So it's even going before those, but nothing holding in yet. So apply grease. Grease applied. Voila. Then we just gotta find the installation of this covered piece here, which is, okay, apply oil to the sliding surface of bearings. Did that one. I gotta apply some oil in here. What kind of oil? Okay, so these are ready to go as a set. I have to apply some engine oil to this. Yes, engine oil. Just says apply oil, so we're going to assume engine oil. So we're going to take, I know this isn't a great way to do it, but I'm going to take my gallon bag of oil here and just drip some in there.